YouTube friends. I've popped up to Pink HQ today to tell you about the new things that I'm putting in the shop today. For those of you who are on the mailing list, and the link's always in the description below to the website, where you'll find the mailing list on the home page, and Rita sends you an email about the new things that are going in the shop, which is about the third weekend of every month. So what's in the shop this month? This month we're ready for the autumn candles. So I went to visit Ted in his workshop, and I picked up all the beautiful colours for the autumn candles and came home and packed them all up. And this month I've stuck them up with these lovely butterfly stickers. The summer candles were stuck with the pretty flowers, but I've got these lovely butterflies. So there's some pictures here then of what the autumn candles look like. Just what you'd expect, really. All those beautiful leaf turning colours and all that, the gorgeous, more muted colours of autumn. So that was great. But while I was at Ted's, I picked up these as well. So I bought a whole load of these, which are tiny little pairs of beeswax candles. I'll just untangle one for you. There's one pair. So they come in pairs because that's how Ted makes them. And these are the candles I used this year on John's birthday cake. And we sat out in his garden, and I think we had 33 candles on the cake, because that's how old he is. So if you wanted to buy candles in these little sleeves of wrap them all up like this, there's 2 in there. So if you want 20 candles, you would only need 10 of these. And so I've wrapped them all up in different colourful slips of tissue paper, and you can just, buy them in multiples so that you get the number you want. Aren't they sweet? They look really, really lovely, and they smell divine. So there's 2 lots of candles in the shop then. Those little slips of candles, I had a lot of fun wrapping them up, I can tell you. And they'll be there in the shop as well. Now, those of you who are following along with me doing my big decluttering, I keep finding things that I've had for years, and when I had a physical shop, I had them then. And I'm going to post a second video today, I may have already posted it, about these horses. So these are the horses I made, and I won't explain any more about them because I explain a lot about them in the video that I made. But these horses are going to be in the shop as well. In that video, I kind of try and work out how I'm going to list them. And in the end, what I did was I listed them by their numbers. They're all numbered and named. So I would put 14 Fleur, because that's who that is. And I did 1, 2, well, I didn't do a full 100 because I kept a few for myself. So my ones. So that's how I decided to list them in the end. Pop along, have a look under the part of the shop that's called horses. Just to say, if you haven't watched that other video, these are a little cardboard horse. They're not a toy at all. Because they've got wire on them and buttons and all sorts, so they're not really suitable for kids or little kids. And this is from a freely available download from a lovely artist called Anne Wood, and I'll leave her description in the box below. So in fact, if you like the horses, you could go to her download, very generously offered. It's years and years old now, but it's still there. You'll be able to download your own horse template and make your own horse. But you can go and have a look at the ones I made, and they're all in the shop. It was time to move them on. They've been sitting in a suitcase for 8 years, and that's no good, is it? Not at all. So continuing with the decluttering theme, here are some little note cards. About 9 years ago, my daughter and I went to India. We went to Rajasthan, and just outside Jaipur is a place called Sanganer, which is where the paper making factory is. And these little notelets, let's have a look at one. So there's 5 in a pack, and the paper is handmade paper from these from the paper making factory. made out of recycled textiles. So it's quite strong paper. And there's a spotty note card and a spotty envelope, either black dots, red dots, or, and these are downstairs, brown dots. And those are in the shop as well. Okay, so spotty envelopes. It's good to pass these things on. I've had these in the drawer since I got back from India, which is 9 years ago. So it's now it's your turn to have them. Again, in the shop, I made some more of these hexagon template packs. These went like hotcakes last time, and they are, it says here, from the kids' books and old art magazines, helping me to reduce, reuse and recycle. So I cut them very accurately on my Sizzix machine. They're inch hexagons, and the way that you measure a hexagon is by the side of the hexagon, not across it. And so these one side of the hexagon is an inch, and in every pack I've done one of my little thread basting hexes so that you can see how I do it. People glue them, people do all sorts of different things, but that's the way I do my ones, and I thought I'd show you how. So there's 100 in the pack here, and they sold very quickly last time, and lots of people were cross that they missed them. So I've made some more of those using some more of those old books. So hexagons. Now here's a thing that's not for sale, but it's going to be in the shop. I bought a new thing. I've made some bits of video. I haven't put them all together and edited them yet, but I've bought a new sewing machine. I'm very excited. So in order to learn all about using this new sewing machine, I found this big bolt of cloth that used to belong to my mum, and she never used it. She never liked it, and I've never used it. It's not quilting weight cotton. It's a bit heavier than that. And also where she'd had it folded like that and against the light, sometimes there's some fade marks. So I'm not making out that these are great bags or anything. They're just about big enough for a project bag, I suppose, or a small shopping bag. And sometimes the stitches will be a bit wonky, and the seams might not be great. I'm not selling these. I'm going to give one of these, every time an order qualifies for free shipping, I'll just pop one of these in. So that's how I wanted to use all the functions on the machine and get the idea of how to use it. And so this way, making these bags with French seams, there were lots of processes on there, and it meant that, you know, I spent a couple of days getting to grips with the sewing machine. So these aren't for sale, but they are for you. Okay, there's one more thing that is to do with decluttering things that I own that I think it's time now that they have a new home, but there is only one of these. Now this, where is it? Here it is. This is a bag I made out of an old pair of jeans, and the jeans, you can still unzip it actually, the zip's there on the side. The handle is a men's tie. It's a beautiful sparkly starry man's tie. Inside is this gorgeous regal purple. I think there's a clip for your keys or whatever there as well. So it's a big capacity, loads of room in this bag, but all the pockets on the outside of the bag here are all just decorated with something or other. And on this side as well, I like this one. This one's got netting on top of it there, and bits of silk just hand stitched on. So it was like a kind of sampler really. Anytime I had a few minutes, I would just sit and stitch some Liberty on, or bind the pocket with a bit of gold binding, and it on and on it went. There'll only ever be one of these. It's enormous, and it'll be a great bag for putting all your bits and pieces in, going to the beach, doing whatever you do with a big bag like that. There'll only ever be one of those. So I'm going to put it in the shop and see if somebody would like to have that. And that then is all the new things in the shop, I think. Yes. But also remember that in the shop there are always the bundles of little books, and these little books are these books here. So there's this one about Norma, this one about Eileen. There's 7 of them in all. This is about a sewing project I did one time. And these little books are all bundled up in 7 of them, but you can get them one at a time as well. And they're always in the shop. And then what's also always in the shop is packs of cards. Now, there used to be a big range of cards, and now there are just 2 sets of cards now. And that's the craft ones, which are 5 different pictures of craft things, and the Last Homely House ones, which is 5 different pictures of around and about the Last Homely House. Blank cards with an envelope so that you can use them how you like. Those are in the shop. And then the all of those things, everything I've mentioned so far, of course, relies on postage. And we're being very, very patient with worldwide postage at the moment because it's not brilliant. I think it's getting better. I'm hearing now that people are getting the things quite easily now when I send things out. But we will be a bit patient with that because of this weird year that we're living through. There definitely are some little delays with the post. So if you want to bypass the mail altogether and get something from the shop, there are 3 virtual downloads, that the printables, which you can just download and print and get straight away, and that just bypasses the postal system altogether. And therefore, the 2 of them are for kits I've made in the past, and you can now get the printable, the download, and then the little display box, the pin cushion and the Pantaran. They're all there in the shop. So it's quite a big shop update this time, with lots going on. So pop over to the shop, link in the description below, and all these things will be live as this video goes live today, Saturday, the 19th of September 2020. Then the shop products will be live as well. But there's a couple of other things. Over on Patreon tomorrow night, the 20th, I'll be doing my monthly live stream, the Ask Kate Anything. And that's for everybody on Patreon who's $5 and more. And so people put questions in beforehand, and I get all the questions ready, and at 8 o'clock tomorrow night I'll be sitting there answering all these questions. So you've still time to put questions in, because I check right up to 5 to 8 to see if there's any new questions come in. And we have a load of fun, and there's a poll always, and some interesting themes emerging for the Ask Kate Anything. That's tomorrow night. So I watch Arne and Carlos do their sit and knit for a bit. And always at the end, I really enjoy watching them. The sit and knit for a bit is just great fun. And also their tutorials on a weekend. I think it might be even today actually, or is it tomorrow? But they do tutorials, and then they do the chat on Wednesday. And always at the end, they say, well, we'd better do the formalities. And the formalities are subscribe, press the notifications bell so that you'll never miss when I post a video, leave a comment, share, all those things. So I rarely say that, but it would be very nice if you did all of those things. And soon I will edit and get together all that video about my new sewing machine and getting to understand how it works. I think it's going to be fantastic, and making these in quantity gave me a lot of confidence to use it really well. I think that's all, YouTube friends, and I will see you over in the shop.